Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back, everyone. This is actually the final class in this course, and we're going to be looking at words that have 4 or more letters, okay? So we're going to be reading together words that have either 4 or more letters. So slightly longer words in the Arabic language, okay? So if you're watching this video, it means that you've thoroughly gone through reading 3-letter words, and you've covered the Anki deck for the 3-letter words in great detail, okay? If you haven't done so, please go back to that section of the course and make sure you thoroughly go through those flashcards and then come back to this class, okay? So, without further ado, let's begin. So, the first word that we have here starts with a dal, with a fatha, and then we have the fa with the sukoon. And what does the sukoon do? Remember, it is the absence of a vowel. It is the absence of a vowel. So far, this word would be read as death, death. And then we have the letter ta. Remember the 2 dots above this shape. We have the ta, and it has the fatha, so it will be a ta sound. And lastly, we have the ra at the end of this word. And what does it have? It has the dhammatan, or the tanweenu dhamma, meaning the double dhamma, the double dhamma. And we said that a letter that has the tanween on it will only be at the end of a word, okay? Meaning the tanween will only come on the final letter of a word, and it is pronounced with a N sound. So here, we would make the dhamma sound, the U sound, followed with an N sound. So, run. So let's read this whole word together. It would be daftarun. Daftarun. Okay? Daftarun. Jamil. And then we have the second word here. It starts with a sheen. Okay? It starts with a sheen. And the sheen has the dhamma above it. And then we have the letter ba. We have the letter ba with a shadda. It comes with a shadda. And remember, we said the shadda is the doubling of a letter. It means that the letter below the shadda is being doubled. Okay? This sign, the shadda, is an indication of the doubling of the letter below it. And we said the first occurrence of that letter is with a sukoon. And the second occurrence of that letter is with whatever haraka comes with the shadda. And then straight after the ba and shadda, we have the alif. The alif from the med letters, from the letters that lengthen the sound of the letter before it. Okay? And this alif from the med letters, how do we know it's from the med letters? It's because it doesn't have the hamza sign above it. So it is not pronounced as a separate letter, but rather it is just carrying the sound of the fatha that came before it. And at the end of this word, we have the kaf. We have the kaf, and it has the dhammatan, the dhammatan or tanween of dhamma. So how do we pronounce this whole word? We would pronounce it as shubbakun. Shub. Remember, there are 2 bas here because of the shadda. So we need to make sure the first occurrence of the ba has a sukoon, shub. And then the second occurrence of the ba has a fatha, shub ba. And connected to that letter is actually the alif of med. So it's lengthening the fatha on the ba. So shub ba. And lastly, the kaf with the dhammatan. So we would make the kun sound. So all together, we would say shubbakun. Shubbakun. Jameel. Okay, quite a long word here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters long. Okay, 6 letters long. So it's a very long word, mashallah. Let's read it. The first letter we have is the ba with a fatha. The second letter is the ra with a sukoon. So far, bar. And then we have the noon with a fatha above it and an alif attached to it. And this alif, there's no hamza above it, so we know it's the alif of mad, of lengthening. And the alif of mad lengthens the fatha sound. So this part here would be na. And then we have the mim with a fatha above it, with the letter jim at the end and the dhammatan. So how would we pronounce this word? It would be bar na majun. Bar na majun. Okay? Bar na majun. Bar na majun. Jameel. All right, I know that one was slightly more difficult, okay? But don't worry, with practice, it will become easier, inshallah. What about this word? It starts with the mim, as a fatha above it. And then the kaf is attached to it with the sukoon, the absence of a vowel sound. Then the ta with the dhamma, so the u sound above it. And the waw. And as you can see, the waw here, it doesn't have any haraka on it. And we said that any letter in the Arabic language that has no haraka, either above it or below it, then it means it has a sukoon. It means it has a sukoon on it. So, for example, we could have written the waw with the sukoon, just like the kaf, okay? Or we could have got rid of the sukoon above the kaf, just like the waw. So either we can write the sukoon above a letter to show that it has a sukoon, or we just don't write any haraka, either above or below the letter, and then we know that this letter has a sukoon on it. And then lastly, we have the ba at the end, and the ba is here with the kasratan, meaning the 2 kasras, or the tanween of kasra. Now, so it would make the in sound, not just I, but in. Remember the tanween, it has the sound of the haraka plus the n sound. So in. Right. So first of all, before we read this word, this waw, because it has a sukoon on it, and it's coming after a dhamma, then we know that this waw is from the letters of mad. We know that this waw, because it has a sukoon and a dhamma comes before it, then it is from the letters of mad, meaning that it is lengthening the dhamma sound. In this case, it's lengthening the dhamma sound. It's not producing its own sound. It's just lengthening the dhamma sound. So how do we read this word? We read it as maktubin. Maktubin. Okay? Maktubin. Maktubin. Jameel. All right. Let's look at the next row of words. Here we have the lam with a kasra. And then we have the sin with a fatha. And we have the alif of mad attached to the sin. So we know it's going to lengthen the fatha sound on the sin. And lastly, we have the noon at the end with the kasratan. So it would make the nin sound. So how do we read this word? It would be lisanin. Lisanin. Okay? Lisanin. Jamil. Let's look at the next word. Here, we've got the mim with a fatha. So ma. The ta with a sukoon. So the absence of a vowel sound. So far, mat. We have the ba with the fatha above it. And the kha at the end of this word with the dhammatan. So all together, how are we reading this word? It is matbakhun. Matbakhun. So you can hear me stopping on this, isn't it? Because of the sukoon. There's no vowel. Okay? Matbakhun. So slightly quicker, we would read it as matbakhun. Jamil. And then we have this word here. So we have the noon with the dhamma, the qaf with the dhamma, the waw with no haraka either above or below. So it must be the sukoon. And then we have the dal with the dhammatan. So dun. Right. So let's look at the waw again. Okay, it has a sukoon on it because there's no haraka either above or below. So that means it has a sukoon. And before it is a letter with a dhamma above it. So this means the waw is lengthening the dhamma sound on this qaf. So how do we read this word? It would be nuqudun. Nuqudun. Okay? Nuqudun. All right. What about this word? We've got the seen at the start with a fatha. We've got the ya here. And the ya has a shadda above it. The ya has a shadda above it. But it also has this line above the ya, but below the shadda. So this trips up a lot of students. When they see this above the letter, they automatically assume it's a fatha. But we said that the kasra would come below the shadda. Okay? When we introduce the shadda, then the line, even though it's above the letter, it's below the shadda. Okay? If it comes below the shadda, but still above the letter, then it is the kasra. But if this line comes above the shadda, then it is the fatha. And of course, if it was a dhamma, it would come above the shadda. So because this line's come below the shadda, we know it's a kasra, which means that the ya is doubled and the first ya has a sukoon. Remember, the first letter always has a sukoon on it if that letter has a shadda. So the first ya has a sukoon and the second ya has the kasra. Okay? And then we have the dal with the fatha above it and the ta al-marbuta. The ta al-marbuta. The ta al-marbuta here has the fathatan above it, meaning the two fathas. So it would make the tan sound. So how do we read this word altogether? It would be sayyidatun. Sayyidatun. Okay? So we're lengthening, or rather doubling up the ya sound. The first occurrence with a sukoon and the second with a kasra. Sayyi. Sayyidatan. All right? Sayyidatan. Jameel. Okay. All right. So the last two rows here. The first word is, or rather the first letter is the mim with a fatha above it. And then we have the sin with a sukoon, the ra with the fatha and the ha with the dhammatan. So how will we read this word? It will be masrahun. Masrahun. Okay? Masrahun. And then we have this word here, the mim with the fatha, the ayn, not the ghain, and not a fa. This is an ayn, and it doesn't have any haraka above or below. So it means it has a sukoon. So there is no vowel on this letter. So it would be read as ma, ma. And then we have the ra with a kasra below it, and the dad at the end with the dhammatan. So how do we read this word? It would be ma'ridun, ma'ridun, ma'ridun. Okay. This word starts with the waw, with the fatha above it. And of course, the letter that comes after the waw cannot physically attach to it. So that's why we've got this la in this appearance as if it's at the beginning of a word. So it has the kasra below the la. And then we have the ya here, the ya, and it's got a sukoon because there's no haraka above or below. And then we have the fa with the fatha and the ta marbuta with the fathatan. So first of all, the ya here has a sukoon on it. And the letter before it has a kasra below it. So now we know that this ya here is from the letters of mad. It will lengthen the kasra sound. So this word, how would we read it? It would be wadhifatan. Wadhifatan. Okay? Not wadhifatan. No. Wadhifatan. The ya with the sukoon is carrying, it's lengthening the sound of this kasra. Okay? So the word is pronounced wadhifatan. And then we have this word, which many of you probably recognize. We've got the mim with a fatha, sin with a sukoon above it, the jim with a kasra, and the dal with a kasra tan. How are we going to pronounce this word? It would be masjidin, masjidin, masjidin. Jamil. Okay, and the last row of words we have here. This is the first word. We've got a sin with a fatha on it, a ya with the shadda and a fatha above it. Okay, and then we have the alif of mad. So it's lengthening the fatha on this shadda. And then we have the ra and the ta al-marbuta with the fathatan. Okay. So how are we going to read this word? It would be sayyaratan. Sayyaratan. Okay. So you saw here that I doubled up the ya to make it sayya, and then I lengthened the fatha sound on the second ya with this alif of mad. Okay, so it became sayyaratan. Now, sayyaratan. And why is the ta al-marbuta coming like this? Why is it coming in this shape? It is because the letter before it is the ra. And the ra does not allow the letter that comes after it to physically attach. And of course, the ta al-marbuta always comes at the end of a word. So there's no letters after it. Therefore, it cannot connect to the letter before it or after it. So it has its standalone form. As opposed to here, the ta marbuta is connected to this letter. So let's have a look. We have here the ghain with the dhamma above it, ra with a sukoon, fa with a fatha, and the ta marbuta with the fathatan. So how do we read this word? It will be ghurfatan, ghurfatan, ghurfatan. Easy, inshallah. And then we have this word here. We've got the ha with a fatha above it and the alif of mad. Remember, this alif, it doesn't have the hamza and there's no haraka on it. So we know automatically that this is a mad letter. It's the alif which is used to lengthen the fatha sound on the letter before it. So this would become ha, not just ha, but ha, and then the fa with the kasra, lam with the fatha, and the ta al-marbuta, again with a dhamma, or rather a fathatan. So this all together will be read as hafilatan, hafilatan, hafilatan. And I believe this is the last word. So it starts with a tha. It starts with the letter tha with a dhamma above it. So thu. And then we have the ain. And the ain here is without any haraka, which means it has the sukoon above it. Naam. Good. It has the sukoon above it. And then the ba with a fatha, followed by the alif of mad. The alif of mad, again, the alif is without the hamza sign. There's no haraka, so we know it's got the sukoon, meaning that it is lengthening the fatha sound on this ba. And lastly, we have the noon with the kasratan. So it's not just ni, but it makes the nin sound. Remember, any letter that has the tanween on it, then it has that haraka sound. For example, the kasra sound, which is I, but with an N on the end. So, in. If it was the dhammatan, it would have the U sound with the N at the end. So, un. And the same for the fatha, it would be an. So, how do we read this word? It would be thu'banin. 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 Okay? Jameel. All right, so that was 16 letters, or rather 16 words that are either 4 or more letters. Alhamdulillah, we've covered them all now. So now what I want you to do is to unsuspend the final deck in your Anki collection. So it will be the deck related to 4 or more letter words. Okay, there's 100 words in that deck. I want you to basically suspend everything else in your Anki deck and just have the 4 or more letter Anki deck open, okay, and just practice those 100 words, okay? Practice reading those 100 words over and over and over again until it becomes like water, okay? Once you've done that, inshallah, you'll be ready to move on to our next Arabic courses, including vocabulary, grammar, and hopefully we'll be releasing a course on morphology as well at some point. So, as always, it's been a massive pleasure, and inshallah, I will see you in the next one.